Hello everybody, and welcome back to Oakfield Farm, where I've been very busy. I'll show you on the map here. I have planted field 5 with, where is it? No, not that one. Spelt. Field 5 is planted with spelt, field 42 is millet, field 12 is millet, and we've got field 34 still to plant and field 13. We're on day 5 of spring, so we've only got today and tomorrow left. And then we'll have some summer activities to do. We're down to 46,500, which is not massive amounts. In the back of the van here we have got some seeds for our cedar, which is currently on the back of the fence. We have finished ploughing. The case is here, been cleaned, fence in there, also recently been washed. The MB track has not been washed, but there's a plough and cultivator. We're finished with those. MB track is filthy. We'll be getting more use out of the MB track tomorrow, but today we are in the fence, putting some more hours on it. It's all the way up at 9.5 operating hours at this point, which is a bit crazy. But what we're going to do is we're not going to plant any more spelt or millet. I want to plant oats. Is that oats? That is oats. I want some oats in the ground. Just because the cedar is recently been restocked. We do have a big bag sitting handy if we need it, which we more than likely will. I did go down to the shop and pick up the 5 big bags of seed that I had sitting down there. I never bothered to pick up before. So, let's head up to our field. Now we do need to be mindful of the fact that we've got the cedar on the back and it's fairly long. Can't really see it in the mirrors, but it is fairly long. So we can't be taking any tight corners. But the cedar does act a bit strange when it's in this orientation. It bounces off things that aren't really there. Don't know why. But it's served us very well. I'm more than happy with it. And it's nice to be back in the fen. I feel like we've not been using the fen much. We've been favouring the case recently. If this guy would get out of the way, or at least go the speed limit, that would be handy. So this is our junction here. Past the pig farm. We will be getting pigs soon. We'll probably get them in autumn, to be honest, because that's when I believe they'll be relatively cheap. I might be wrong on that, but I had a look at the seasons menu and it showed prices of pigs varying. We're all the way up here. We're going to go past fields 38 and 37, which we may weed today. We might take the case out and weed those. They are ready to harvest by the looks of it. The grass is ready to cut. And that's the plan for tomorrow. This is our field here. So we're in here. Wash the cedar too. It's looking very green again. I've got that the wrong way around. Didn't think about that one. Gonna have to bring it over here. And detach it. There we go. So I want to get both these fields done today. We'll do this field ourselves. We'll put that on a time lapse though, for obvious reasons. try and line ourselves up over here somewhere. This is a fairly big field, so it's going to be a bit of a longer time lapse to get it all done. But we'll get a hired worker into the big field. Let's lower it down. I have no idea how wide it is, so I'll do this out of cab. I am missing a bit. It's unacceptable. I'll take the HUD off. Get a better view of the lovely tractor. It's a nice tractor. This is a fair size of field. But we've got oats going in here. This needs another fertilization stage as well, so there is that to do. But yeah, we'll go around the headlands first, at normal speed, and then we'll put on a time lapse for the rest. And then we might go straight down to the other field and get that on a hired worker. I could do this field with a hired worker, but it's fine. We don't do an awful lot of work around the farm ourselves, so probably wouldn't be bad to do some. Tend to hire a lot of it out. I don't think we've done much in the way of ploughing, if any, for that fact. As you can see, the field, you get a better view from up here. This is at the end of episode 3, I think it was. This is a field that you've seen being ploughed. I put that on a bit of B-roll at the end of the video. So it was actually recorded the day after the rest of the episode. But if you have watched that episode, which obviously will be out by now, because these are going to be in the right order, let me know what you thought of that bit of B-roll. Is that something that you like to see? A hired worker going back and forth with the camera at the edge of the field, or was that a bit boring to watch? Let me know in the comments your thoughts on that one. I thought it was something a little bit different. It certainly was different. But we'll go around the headlands twice. I think twice would be plenty. And then, like I said, we'll be doing this field ourselves. So hopefully we get every single last piece of it. The more we get in the ground, the more money we're going to make next year. Some of our summer activities are going to include, we are going to have the grass to maintain. We are going to have animals to look after. And we also have a bit of forestry to start as well. I'd like to chop a couple of logs to bring in a bit of money. So I think that would be a good way to earn a bit of money. We're not going to do much, because that's kind of a winter type of task, but we are going to do some. And see if we can earn enough money to possibly buy some more equipment or even more fields. Both of those things sound appealing to me. But obviously seeding is not the quickest task in the world, so it's definitely a time-lapse job for this field, otherwise we'd be through a couple of episodes. Just in doing the other fields off camera, I think it was about 5 hours worth of work. So, and that was only 2 fields that I seeded. Well, 2.5, because there was the rest of field 12 that had to be finished as well. Of course, this is oats we're using here, because I've never done oats before either. So I think it would be interesting to see that grow. And I think for the big field we're going to put in something a bit more standard. I think we're probably going to go for something the likes of barley. Barley, wheat, something along those lines. I'm just going to get this little bit over here that I've missed. We'll start the time lapse from this top corner, or this next corner should I say. But hopefully you are all enjoying the series so far. I'm certainly loving being back on Oakfield Farm. It's nice to be back. It certainly is. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start from here, move out a little bit, and I will speed this all up, put on a bit of music, and I'll see you when we're finished. Okay guys, I cut that time lapse a bit short there because we ran out of seed. We did actually get the field finished, but we had to go and get seeds for the seeder. So what we're actually going to do is, we have a little bit of seed left in the fend. Not much, but a little bit. We're going to head over down here to field 13, I believe it is. We're going to get a hired worker to do it. We're not even going to do the headlands first. We are going to hire a worker to do it. But before we do that, we are going to have to go and get more seeds. I've got them sitting down at the shop. You know what? I actually kind of want to plant soybeans in this field. They have a good yield. They do have a good yield, soybeans. As you see, we've got barely any seed in here. Let's detach from here. As you see, the grass is ready to cut, which is good. We'll unfold the seeder again, because that's always a good place to start. And we'll sort of get this lined up. Let's try that one again. Oh, we've got some growth going on in that field. I will make a start. Just some kind of lined up, right? 10% of soybeans is not going to last as long, but we are going to get this on a hard worker and we're going to be getting on with other things. I think that's enough seeding on camera for today. We're going to jump in the van here. And head down to the shop, pick up our pallets of seed. I went for pallets instead of big bags this time. They're a little bit easier to manage. They're smaller, but they're easier to manage. Oh, there's a road there. I hope we didn't pull out in front of anyone. Crazy overtaking maneuvers we're doing. The van is actually starting to need a wash. Somewhere on the map I have a big bag of seed. I don't know where it went. I lost it in a hedge somewhere. So I've got a general idea of where it might be, but I couldn't find it again, so to see in winter if we can go and get that, because that's a full bag, I believe. Now we're almost at the shop now. Speeding along at 50 odd mile an hour. The infamous roundabout. The roundabout that I've crashed on more times than I can count. Had a full-blown breakdown here once. Well, I say breakdown. I rolled a tractor full of bales. That was in Season 1 of Oakfield Farm. So there's our pallets, stacked up nice and neat over there. We are going to turn this off, and the sides are open. We're going to use this forklift. This is going to stay down here. This is going to be the forklift that's used at the store. It's very loud though. A nice Clark diesel forklift. I'm going to attempt being the key word here, to pick up both of these pallets. I don't know how well that's going to go for me. I may lose one. Not even sure if they're going to fit in the van. I don't think they are going to actually. Oh, we lost one. And now it's in the way. But we're going to have the joy of trying to load pallets into this van without the van completely freaking out about that prospect. Not even sure if the van is big enough to hold 4 pallets. Obviously I can do it by hand. Let's throw a strap over that one. And that one too. We have learned our lesson. Oh, that's not a nice view to be in. Let's not have that view. Right, so let's take these one at a time. Miles away there. That was shockingly bad. So, loading is not my strong suit. Don't even know if there's enough room in here. Looks like there is. Don't think we're going to get a fourth one in though. We'll certainly try though. The van is looking extremely heavy at this point. Got all these straps on. We're not going to get a fourth one in. Which is a shame. Let's throw the cover on. They're still visible, but that's fine. Let's take these up to field 13. Oh, we've got rain coming in. That's always a good sign. Can't see past the van. There's a tree there. Lovely. And a car behind us. Makes things much better. That's the problem that I had with this map. I liked to view it in third person rather than first, but this is not the map for doing that. The van's handling this not too bad though. I did try and put 10 big bags on it before and it went horribly wrong. I think maybe 10 is way more than it's supposed to carry, but it was worth a try. Saying that even with just one on it, all it takes is a bump. We'll go all the way back to field 13. Which, oh, that's what I mean, all it takes is a bump, pardon me. All it takes is a bump and you end up going flying. At least we didn't tip it this time. I tipped it earlier, twice. No. I would like to buy field 2 at some point. That's quite a nice big grass field. Now, coming down this road at this speed is silliness with the weight we have on. But we'll do our best. Van is very bouncy when it's got weight. So we got to here. With said cedar. Now I don't know if we can reach those from here. Oh, we can. Now it's going to take all of one and most of another to fill it. I like to see the weight come out of the van. As you can see, it's the back wheel on it is sitting very close to the bottom there. We've got 197 litres left on this one. Oh, we dropped that one out. And that's just made it much worse. That'll do. It's there. That's the main thing. Now let's head back to the farm where we're gonna leave the van and get in the case. Do something different. Something we've not done on this series yet. Am I going to make it round here? Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll jump in the beloved case. This thing makes a lovely rumble. I'm actually going to close that back window there. Try and quieten it down a little bit. Oh, I love that sound. Our sunroof's open as well, I think. We don't need to see the outside world. We need to go in here though. Because we're picking up the moors. Which is always a fun thing to do. Are they going to fold up? There we go. Getting back out the shed is also a very fun thing to try and do. Got a little bit of a drive ahead of us. Thankfully, we're not doing Field 15 today. It is on the cards to do it probably tomorrow, but not today. The two new fields that we bought, I can't remember what numbers they are. We're going to head down there and we're going to get those cut. We're going to get them cut and baled today. Now, we do have less money now than we had before. And the simple reasoning for that is we have bought a livestock trailer. We haven't picked it up yet obviously, but we have bought one. So we'll be picking that up tomorrow. And we'll be spending a bit of money on sheep, I believe. On the last day of spring we'll be doing that before anything else. We do have some grass cutting and things to do. But sheep will come first. So this is not as quick as the Fendt. The Fendt goes, I think, 42 miles an hour, something like that. But I do like driving the case. So 7.5 hours on it already. And we're only on the 5th episode. That is unreal. And considering that the Fendt has over 10 hours on it now, or it should, I never checked, but it should have more than 10 hours on it. That's relatively impressive. Fields 37 and 38. They are fields that we're going to today. I'm gonna get them cut. We're gonna try and build them in this episode. We'll do this out of cab. I will lower that one and we'll turn that one on. Not a quick process at all with this mower, but quick enough. And obviously we're not going to get every single last piece of the field either. Because that's just a given, really. But the good thing about grass is we don't need to replant it or anything like that. Just take it as it is. Looks like we're getting a good yield though. And this field hasn't been weeded or fertilised or anything like that. So I'm quite happy about that. It's a not bad sized field actually for the price we paid for it. could have put all three of the mowers, or well, you know, the butterfly mower and the smaller mower on the front and have the tedder or wind mower behind us. But I didn't really want to do that. I mean, I could even still have an implement behind us. We may do that in a larger field, throw the tedder or something on the back. But we'll probably use a Fendt for that, because that is our high-powered tractor. It has almost double the horsepower to this one. Both these fields are sort of weird triangular shaped fields, so that one over there has a bush in the middle of it that we'll have to go around. It also looks pretty sizable compared to this one. Now let's just go across the road and do the other field as well. If we can even make it through the gate. That is a narrow gate. Oops. I think we're going to hit that shed. There we go, let's reverse up there. So we've gotten it all. It's obviously not taking us very long to do this at all. Oh, that's quite a hill actually. My god, that's a hill and a half. We're never going to make it to the top of that. Never would have made it to the top of that hill. Have to go around that bush. Not sure how we're going to collect the grass from the back of it right enough. Maybe we shouldn't have cut around the back there. Might just make it as a grass bale. I would like these to be hay bales. That would be quite nice. It would definitely be nicer to have a bale that's got more production into it. That lovely rain though. It's always raining here. Last couple of passes on the field and I'll jump cut to when we're back here with the tedder. Actually, I'll TED it off camera and we'll be back when it's all windrowed and looking pretty. Oh, getting ahead of myself there. But it it will be ready to bale, thanks to the magic of editing, in just a second. Okay guys, well, I did TED it, but then I forgot. I'm playing seasons, so grass actually needs to dry. And with it raining as well, it's obviously not going to dry. So we have grass in the field. So what we're going to do is we're going to bale it as grass, and we will just use it as silage. We'll make silage bales and we'll sell those. But not originally what I'd planned to do, but it's perfectly fine. We'll keep one of the bales not as silage, and we'll keep one of them as grass, so we have something to give to the sheep straight away. Keep them happy for a little bit. But it's not going to take us long to bale. I expect we'll get maybe 4 bales, give or take. Even after the bales are wrapped, we will have to wait for them to ferment before we sell them, which is inconvenient, but it's also worth pointing out this tractor only has 74 litres of fuel left in it. I hadn't noticed that until just before I pressed record. We're actually going to need to fuel this thing up at some point, if we remember. Or we might actually let it run out of fuel. Or maybe be a thing to do. We'll see. Depends if I remember, because I have a bad habit of forgetting to fuel my vehicles up, so it will probably at some point run out of fuel. But our field is imagine cutting that field, that would be a nightmare. Our fields are windrowed, not perfectly, but they are windrowed. Good enough for the size of fields. I'm not expecting anything great out of them. Is the baler on and working? As you see, it is collecting it as grass and not as hay, which is fair enough. I did not give it any drying time whatsoever. We'll try and do this in cab as much as we can. Hopefully we get the bulk of the grass picked up. Kind of left myself quite a tight corner to go around there with the baler. Not too bad though, we've missed some in that corner, that's fine. Oh, we have bales. Looks like three of them. It's not too bad. There's another one there. Yeah, bailing our way now. We've got a lot more bales than I thought. I expected only to get maybe 6 bales from both fields. I expect I've missed some at the start of this one. I missed quite a pile. I'll pick that up, and then we will go over to the other field, which is going to be oodles of fun. You see, this one's all windrowed relatively neatly as well. This tractor's filthy, desperately needs a wash. pretty impressive yield for what we've for the size of these fields. I can't argue with that at all. Cutting across my windrows here, probably shouldn't do that. I can't actually remember how I windrowed this field. That one was relatively straightforward, but I can't remember how I done this one. We're almost definitely going to miss some here. But that's fine. I think we'll have gotten about, I'm going to say 12. I'm going to say we got 12 bales out of this field, which is absolutely amazing amount of bales. For two quite small fields. And hopefully we make enough money from silage bales to pay for these fields. That would be nice. Now I expect, given the shape of that windrow, that we've missed some. I would have thought we'd have missed some there. Oh, it's not too bad, only a couple of little bits. And there we go. Get that bale out as well. So how many bales did we get? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 out of this field, and 2, 4, 6, 16 bales. That's not bad. That's a lot better than I was expecting. We've still got a bit of a bale in there. Most of a bale, in fact. So that's a ridiculously good yield. We'll keep one for the sheep, so we've got 15 silage bales. That's not bad. We're going to get literally hundreds of silage bales at some point, given that we have field 15 for a start. That I expect should, given that we're getting 16 bales off of those two small fields, field 15 I expect to get 80 bales, and then we have the other 3 as well, the other 3 fields up the top of the cow pasture that I would expect to get another good maybe 50 or 60 bales out of that too. But we are not going to wrap the bales or collect them today. It'd be nice to wrap them today. I might wrap them off camera. But we're definitely not going to move them off the field today. We will do that after we get the sheep in the next episode. Let's go down this way for a change. We never go down this way. Very rarely use this road. I have used it recently. I very rarely use it on camera. With crop destruction working on grass, you see all the little shortcuts I've taken. Like that one. Which admittedly it's not the best shortcut to take, because it sends you pretty much straight into a fence post. Oh, the baler's loving this. And here we are, back at the farm. As per usual, I'll park the tractor up in its usual spot over here. And I think I'm going to call that for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this episode. I've certainly enjoyed making it. With the pre-episode work I had to do and the off-camera work I had to do, this episode has actually taken more than 6 hours to create. So hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you have, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to come back for the next episode tomorrow. I thank you all very kindly for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.